Talk TV with Tiffany presents Cocktails and Conversation with Downward Dog's Barry Rothbart. Hello, I'm your host, Tiffany. When I'm not watching TV, I'm talking about it, and sometimes I like to enjoy a cocktail or two. On Thursday, June 29, I had a blast watching Barry's stand-up show at Punchline SF. He'll be hitting the road this summer, so keep an eye out to see if he'll be passing through your town. After his hilarious set, we had a very entertaining chat in the green room. We shared a drink toasting Downward Dog's brilliant first season and candidly spoke about his portrayal of Kevin, what it was like working with Ned, upcoming projects he has in the works, and much, much more. Heads up, this is an uncensored version of my podcast, so there will be mild swearing, pretty big season 1 spoilers, and a lot of laughs. So grab a drink, relax, and enjoy our chat.
Hello.
Hi, I'm here with Barry Rothbart. You also know him as Kevin on Downward Dog.
Hi, everybody.
And we were just chatting about how awesome the show is and how there's still hope that it could still be picked up. So we're still going to keep fighting for more Downward Dog and to save Downward Dog.
More Downward Dog? Is that the hashtag?
More DD.
Hashtag more DD.
Yeah.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed Downward Dog.
So I was wondering, how did the project fall into your lap?
Oh, it didn't really fall into my lap. I forced it onto my lap.
Awesome.
Like, I went in for the first audition in October of 2015, and I had 5 subsequent tests for it. So it was like a long process. I actually I tested twice for the role of Jason.
Oh.
They were considering me for Jason, and it was against me and Lucas. And then I tested again for Kevin, and it was still up in the air who was going to get what, and they decided to give me Kevin over Jason, because I think I work better as an asshole.
Well, did you bring something to Kevin? Because he's not just an asshole. That was the one thing.
Yeah.
That, like, everyone...
No, I don't. I hate when people say he's an asshole. He's just an idiot. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
I like saying he's an idiot more than an asshole.
Yeah. And you just feel, like, bad for him once you get to know him, too, because you get to see that he's not a bad person. He means well.
He's sad.
But, yeah, he's just really sad.
I always like the way that it was initially written. It was that he was just the worst boss ever, and I think that's kind of one-dimensional. So I actually made them consider that he would have, that you'd find out he's an asshole because he just has the worst life outside of work. Like his wife. Yeah. There was actually a scene that we shot that we never used in the pilot where I'm with my wife in our car, and she's just like abusive to me. Like she's just terrible to me. Yeah. And they ended up not using it, but I think that was like the point is that I'm just shit on in everything in life.
Yeah, because the first time that actually ever was conveyed was I think in the 3rd episode where Martin's at work and you're afraid of dogs.
Right.
But he locks eyes with you after this horrible phone call, and your wife is berating you.
Yeah.
You know, via text and phone and every.
The way I always thought about it with the character was that he read the Steve Jobs biography and decided to be Steve Jobs, but he's just middle management at a mall fashion brand. So it's like that's not acceptable to be that way, to be a tyrant, and it doesn't suit him. So I think that's like a fun thing for a guy to aim to be that high, that much of a revolutionary at a crappy job. I guess it's not crappy, but you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, because he's still like in management position. Just the irony is that whatever Nan is pitching, which I didn't know until I spoke with them, but Sam and Michael come from advertising, which makes sense because the advertising campaign, The Beautiful Me, was so good. Yeah. Like, it was a seriously, like, nice and moving campaign. I'm like, I would buy into this in a heartbeat. But Kevin just doesn't get it. He wants to see, like, you know, boobs and, like, models and, you know, the cliche, you know, whatever ads they use, like the sexy sells.
He's trying to be one of those guys that's like, I don't have scruples, I just want to win. But, but it doesn't suit him. Like, it doesn't, something about it, I always wanted to, like, make him not just a douchebag, but someone who's trying to be one. Mm-hmm. Like, it's weird to try to be a douchebag. Yeah. You know, and it feels like he's trying to be one.
Well, yeah, because you can tell, too, because when Tim Omundson played Eric, and he takes Nan to the swanky gala that poor Kevin was desperately trying to get into. Yeah. You know, and it's like he just wants to dress right and fit in and hang with, like, you know, all the big wigs. And because you could tell he's trying so hard.
He's just trying so hard. It's from my real life. Like, I try so hard. I do. I try so hard and everything. So it's not hard to do that.
Really? I mean, you're
comedy routine seemed so effortless. Like,
really?
That was so smooth and hilarious.
Thank you.
It was.
I mean, that's like, I've been doing that so long.
Yeah. Is that how you started in stand-up?
I started with stand-up. I wanted to be a director,
Oh.
and that's why I started at stand-up for some reason, because I read that Woody Allen was a stand-up comic before he was a director.
Oh.
And I was like, that's perfect. And then I ended up liking that more, and I got into improv and did sketch. And
Yeah.
but yeah, it started with stand-up. Like
We met in improv.
You did?
Yeah, we met doing improv. So, were you with Upright Citizens
UCB,
Brigade?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Is that what you did?
No,
Oh.
no, just local.
Yeah.
We're nowhere that, like...
Yeah, when I started, I mean, the UCB was nothing when I started.
Yeah?
And my friend's here, he remembers.
Rob Hubel, we ran into.
Rob Hubel, yeah.
Oh,
They
really?
had just lost their theater. They were like trying to find.
Danny and I, we grew up together. He's in the green room with me. But yeah, we used to go to these improv shows. I don't know. It used to be UCB lost its lease in New York in like 2003, and they didn't have a theater. This was way before it was ever even like a show. I think the show had just ended actually, and then they were just performing in an apartment. They got a big apartment in Chinatown, and that was like the theater. And you'd have to. It was like a 5-floor walk up, and in this living room, it was like Amy Poehler, Rob Hubel, Horatio Sands, Matt Walsh, John Glazer, like all these amazing comics just performing in a living room of an apartment, and you just watched it. And I remember being like, this is never going to take off, and I stopped doing improv for a while. And then it took off. It became huge. It became just gigantic, yeah.
Oh, I think they're doing like a fundraising one-night only show, the original gang.
Are they?
I think
What are they
so,
fundraising
in New
for?
York. Or maybe it's not fundraising. Maybe they're just doing a show. I should have fact-checked that.
ASCAT. Oh, ASCAT's
ASCAT.
the Sunday show.
Oh, is ASCAT different than
ASCAT's like
regular?
the big show where they all get together. But I'm sure they do a bunch of stuff. They're
Yeah.
huge now. They're like an institution.
Yeah.
But yeah, my first improv teacher was Rob Hubel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I did that for a while, and then just stand up and writing, and always made my own stuff. And then you come out to LA, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to make money?" And that's when you start acting. And I did commercials first, and then TV. And, it takes off from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
And did Allison Dolman also have improv background too?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
She did sketch and improv in Chicago. So we actually did a big improv show together. Lucas couldn't make it, but it was me, Kirby, and Allison,
Oh my god.
and a few other people. And we performed at the UCB together, and we did like a.
Awesome.
It was super fun.
That would have been so
It
cool
was.
to
It was
see.
really fun. Yeah, it was great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, from you guys tweeting during the episodes, you'll say, like, this little bit was improvised, that little bit was improvised. Did you have, like, a favorite moment?
Oh,
for
I'm
this
always
season?
joking. Like, I always go like, well, me nodding at that point was improvised. Like, yeah, I mean, we did improvise a little bit. We didn't improvise a lot. It was,
Just
most
little
of it is scripted.
Okay.
The Sexy Jesus line is improvised.
That is improvised?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a question someone sent.
I made that up, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like a sexy old Jesus. Yeah.
Well, he does. That was about Tim Owenson.
You know what actually happened? I said sexy Jesus in one take, and he came back and he was like, sexy old Jesus is better.
Tim said that?
Yeah.
Oh my
and,
god, he's
and
hilarious.
I said sexy old Jesus. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I talked to Kat and John about that too, because it was just too eerie how similar he and Lucas looked at that point. I was just like, come on, man. Like,
Well, they added his hair and everything. Well, Tim Amundsen didn't look that way when he came in. He had shorter hair, I think.
Really? Because it was so long for Gallivant for a long time after that.
They put a beard. No, maybe it was the beard. They somehow altered his look to make him look like Lucas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because he naturally
I
looked
think it was
like
a fake
Lucas for a
beard.
while. And then he was starting to trim it down because I think he had
I mean,
other
don't quote
projects
me on
coming
this,
up.
but I think it was either fake beard or they added hair or something. Yeah.
Okay.
They changed something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe maybe they did make it longer.
Yeah.
It's not that I like study him or anything, but from watching Gallivant.
Do you study Tim?
No, that makes me sound creepy. There are people out there who probably do.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
He's amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Tim's the best.
he's awesome. His hair did look a little longer than the norm.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So I was just wondering about any improvised moments and stuff too. And
What else? I mean, the scene in episode 7 where I keep blocking her from getting out of the room and I block the entrance and then we keep doing that. That was all kind of improvised. And then we choreographed it. I'm thinking of other moments that, the thing was, it was just really well scripted, and we kind of never, there were times where we'd go off script, but it was never as good as the line that was there. There's some shows you do that are all improvised, and then there's some shows you do that are scripted, and this was a scripted one.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, too, because it's kind of based off of Martin's observations. And
and the writers were amazing.
And, all the writers
the
were
writing
amazing.
staff is incredible. They were really great.
Yeah, and they also said that it's mostly female writers, which is pretty cool. You rarely see that
It was,
on TV. I don't know, did you feel any difference from that?
No. I mean, they were just great writers. And it wasn't like they were writing female jokes.
No, I know. But it's funny. I guess, I don't know, if there's like a perception of women writing a female character with certain strengths versus,
I think with my character, there was Sam kind of wrote it as the worst version of himself, and then people that he's met that are terrible.
Oh.
And then I think the writing staff made him more likable.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the beginning, you roll your eyes at Kevin, physically while watching it. You're just like, oh my god, did he just say that?
In the first episode when I hit her in the head with the basketball, that was just, we never considered that happening, and it just happened. It hit off the backboard and hit her in the head, and we were like, that's the take
that's
for
just
sure.
Too good.
Yeah, it was just too good, yeah.
How about when you had to be with Ned? Did he ever do anything weird to you?
No. The thing about Ned, he's the most chill dog on Earth. Because they trained him to be that way. They've just given him the best life that a dog could possibly ever have. And he has no anxieties, and he's just he's just the chillest dog ever. You know how sometimes you'll come into a room and a dog will just be like, oh, whoa, who are you? Oh, hi, hi.
That was my...
No, this dog will just, he'll look at you and he'll be like, oh, there's a person, and then he'll look at someone else, and, he's just so well trained, it's amazing.
That's cool, because as a rescue, usually they come with, anxiety issues and stuff, because usually they come out of an abusive environment or something.
This dog was I don't know if you saw the video of how Ned is when he's not working. He's on a ranch, just running wild in meadows, and he sleeps in the bed with adults, and he's just he is treated the best that a dog could be treated ever, and he's just so mellow, and he's incredible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else was a monster. Ned is the best.
Well, no, you guys have such a great ensemble chemistry too.
Oh,
just
thank
the way you all play off of each other. And
what's amazing is Lucas and I were never in the same room ever in the whole season.
You're right.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And we're best friends. Lucas and I are best friends. We knew each other from before the show.
Oh.
And Lucas is my soulmate. He's the greatest friend I've ever had.
Oh. I'm gonna have to Photoshop the photo of you guys and throw it right at this moment on a slideshow.
No, it actually we were the closest of the cast. I mean, I love the whole cast. We're all really close. I'm close with everybody, but Lucas and I have known each other for a while, and we just never got to do a scene together.
Oh,
ever.
Fingers crossed, season 2.
Yeah, season 2. But there's a whole plot line that actually is in the works. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good, because it ended with Kevin knocking on.
Don't make you my boss.
Door. Yes, please don't make him my boss. through the shed door window, which was just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's he has the nerve to say something like that, but also the desperation and sadness and vulnerability to admit that he really needs Nan to do him a solid.
Yeah.
Please be a good person and stay where you are underneath me and let me take the credit for your brilliant ideas. Basically, was the subtext.
Yeah, I mean, there's no depths to how terrible Kevin could be.
And but it still kind of leaves you wondering because Nan's yeah, I'll do the right thing. Whoa.
I thought it was a great end to the season.
It's what's the right thing for Nan? Does she want to become a manager and move up the ladder?
Yeah. I mean, I can't say. But,
yeah. No, I know you can't say. But
there's really interesting stuff in the works for season 2.
Yeah.
Real interesting dynamic shifts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Will Martin get a girlfriend? I feel like that's a silly question.
Martin takes a vow of silence.
Martin's
It's a really bad choice for a TV show about a talking dog.
Yeah, no, Martin's thoughts will be conveyed through a psychic, a dog whisperer.
What's really funny is if you think about the reality of the show, it means that like a camera crew is following Martin around.
Yeah.
And like stopping him at every point to take an interview with him. Like, because in the reality of the show, it's kind of like The Office, where it's like a documentary on Martin.
Exactly.
And what means that there's like a whole camera crew that has to be like, so Martin, how did you feel about when Nan did this? And Martin's, I just like really didn't like know. It's funny when you picture the reality of it.
No, it is, but I also love that he is just a real dog. Like, you see him running circles around Nan being like, I'm bored, stop playing with your friends. Like, it's me time, snuggle with me.
Yeah, it's that's... I tell a joke about thinking about what your dog might be thinking, and that's like what every owner wants to know.
Yeah,
it's like, what the
there were
fuck
moments
are you
in tonight's set where I felt like it almost sounded like Martin-esque. Like, there seriously
really?
were moments in your set where I'm like, oh my god, I can totally see why he's on Downward Dog, because this must have been in there like way before, and Martin would totally say something like that.
Right.
Because it was like, you were just like totally serious, and you're like, come on, like, it would be this
sarcasm,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my god.
Thank you.
It's Martin. So that's just awesome. And,
Thank you.
And some people sent some questions in too, so
I'm gonna
throw
that was
theirs
flattering.
in here.
I'm glad people sent questions.
Yeah, everybody loves you.
Oh. Some people hated me. That was
just
a big
because
fear
of Kevin.
I had a big fear that people would think that I was like Kevin. That people would be like, "You're terrible," and some people did. Some people tweeted and they were like, "You're the biggest douchebag ever," and I was like. And I know you're not supposed to take that personally, and I've been working through this with my therapist, but like it's hard to separate it and be like, they don't hate me, they hate Kevin, you know?
Yeah, they hate Kevin, but also like just read your tweets from you, and you can tell what's being sarcastic and what's being like you genuinely being nice. Like you tweet me or like tweet on Arlen and be like, oh my god, he's so nice. And then I see Kevin, I'm like, oh, Kevin.
But yeah, that's the point of Kevin, right? You need a villain. Yeah.
So someone Spike Warden wants to know what upcoming projects you're a part of that you're particularly enthusiastic about.
I just sold my own show to TBS, and the TBS is starting a new like Adult Swim thing late at night.
Yeah.
Where it's like shorter shows.
Okay, cool.
Like 15-minute shows, like the length of like the Eric Andre show or whatever Adult Swim show. Mm-hmm. And it's a kung fu comedy where I play this character who I've always been a fan of karate movies from the 90s, like those like Van Damme, Steven Seagal movies. And the idea is, like, in the 90s, I get beat up by a karate gang on the streets of New York, and I decide to spend the next 20 years in a Tibetan monastery to learn kung fu. And I come back to modern-day Brooklyn, and the karate craze is over, and I'm the only karate master still trying to avenge these wrongs. And I don't know anything about the modern world, so it's kind of like Kimmy Schmidt meets kung fu movies.
What's it called?
It's called Master of Fury.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I think I've heard about Master of Fury somewhere.
Probably not.
No, is it not out there?
Maybe we just sold it, so it's probably not. We're going to make it soon. I've been actually studying martial arts for this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like Elf, or like one of those like fish out of water stories.
Yeah.
But
Did you do martial arts before this at all?
Never.
Okay.
So I'm learning how to do it, because we're going to have like real fight scenes in it and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Like not just like, hand to hand, you're actually going to be like...
I'm actually going to get beat up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope they pad you up, man.
Yeah.
Or else Kevin's going to be all bruised.
Yeah. What else besides that? I'm in a movie called Dean that was directed by Dimitri Martin that's out now in theaters. I don't know if you've seen it.
Okay. No, I think I saw it, like, the trailer for it.
Yeah, go see it.
Yeah, totally.
And then, whatever, Downward Dog Season 2.
Yes.
And stand-up. Come see me do stand-up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I highly recommend his stand-up. It's hilarious.
I think that we all have to look at the iPad when we talked about
No, we're dressing you, so we're looking at the iPad now. But I seriously almost peed myself. It was like so funny. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Highest compliment. Embarrassing
You're so
for me.
sweet.
But okay, and Spike Warden also wanted to know, how the heck were you able to look both clueless and diabolically sinister at the same time? Because you're a genius at doing that.
I think that's what I said before. Is like I'm just playing a guy trying to act diabolical and sinister, as opposed to being it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you saw a movie about someone diabolical and you were like, "That's who I want to be today."
Yeah.
You know, so it's that. It's just like I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm like, I'm gonna try and be evil because that's what I read about. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Carol T wanted to know, was Ned confused when he went from nervous, edgy, mean Kevin to nice dream sequence Kevin? That you said?
Was Ned nervous?
Yeah. So when you filmed the scenes, because like he'd like follow you around, but then there was that Lady and the Tramp style like montage at the tail end, like the book.
Oh my god!
The very very last,
What's
like
funny,
his fantasy sequence.
Yeah. What's funny is those scenes are so far apart when we shoot them.
Oh really?
Like I mean, you know, you could. I think there was weeks in between when we shot those things, but the dream sequence, he was just loving it. Like he was just, like the leaves thing. Mm-hmm. They let him loose in this park, and he just was like throwing leaves. Is somehow it means you're playing, and he just was like loving that moment. I don't know if you mean like when did I get like you crazy Kevin?
Like Kevin was really skittish at first and was like
scared of him.
Yeah, and like
right.
Off me,
I
dog.
think because he knows me, the not Kevin actor, and we're comfortable. So if all of a sudden I get skittish, he's not like, this person is scared of me. Mm-hmm. He's just like, this person's being weird right now. Okay. You know what I mean? Like if you just met him like that, it would be weird. Mm-hmm. But if he knows you already, and then you do that, it's not as weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he never felt like anything strange about what anyone was doing. Like there was times where people are yelling around him or throwing things, and like, they were always, the trainers are amazing, but they were very good at like training him to get used to that stuff. Okay. Like they would make noises around him and make sure he was like desensitized to that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
because I was even wondering the like the obstacle course scene where he had, basically had like face off against the puncher, and it's like you have Allison telling him to go through the thing, but then you have a trainer telling him not to go through. Yeah. And I'm like, how is this poor dog processing?
I don't know. I mean, it's amazing.
He must be like a hyper intelligent dog or something.
No, well, the thing is, what you watch on the screen is done in so many different takes. Like, it's done over the course of a long period of time. So, if you need him to succeed at something, you just shoot it with him succeeding. Yeah. And then you shoot it with him failing a few hours later, and then it's like it's not so rapid fire, but they trained him like so well. I mean, it was amazing, and it's all with food. It's all like positive reinforcement,
Okay, I was impressed how he maintained eye contact with the camera when he just addressed the camera, and even just the timing of it would be perfect, where he'd look down when he's thinking something.
Yeah,
and like
I mean, he's
having
incredible.
And I'm just like,
I have a dog now too, and I oh my god, it's like the love of my life. I love this dog so much.
I know.
But
what kind?
She's a lab pit mix.
Oh.
Her name's Tyra. She's so cute, and she's the best. But she was a rescue, and she had some emotional issues, and we had to like really train her. Like she was afraid of dogs, other dogs, and like she had all these anxieties. And we really learned about positive reinforcement training with dogs, which is like training them to learn the right thing to do versus reprimanding the wrong thing. And it's just so effective, and that's what they used, was like, like when he does the right thing, they feed him, and they're like, oh my god, you're amazing, instead of being like, hey, stop,
Yeah.
Which is like the wrong way to treat a dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, it was great. The trainers are amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. I think I saw online that one of the trainers' names is Tiffany, so I thought that
Tiffany.
was hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's great.
That just made me laugh, because Allison was writing about it.
Do you have a dog now?
No. Oh. It's been over a year, but we still haven't found one that we've gotten. Yeah, I don't know. He was our first one. Right. And he was like 11 going on 12, but he'd gotten really, really sick. Like he had heart issues for a long time, so we kind of got the hang of that, but then he got like other illnesses and things got more complicated, and then it just reached a point where it was like he fought so hard, but the poor little thing Yeah.
It sucks.
It does suck.
I'm sorry.
And like, for some reason, there are like dogs everywhere. Like, every commercial that has absolutely nothing to do with a dog, there's like a cute dog in that commercial, and you're just like punching yourself in the face watching it. So they're everywhere now. So
I can't deal with it. I'm so in love with my dog. We want to get another one.
Yeah. I recommend doing that. He was our one and only, and we just feel the emptiness in the house.
I can't even think about that.
Don't think about it. Do not think about it. So, that's why,
that's why ABC needs to renew Downward Dog.
That's why Downward Dog should be renewed, because
it's like the death of a dog TV show.
Well, no, because that was one of the things, because the web series,
he dies of
cancer.
Yeah.
So I was like, please don't tell me you're doing that.
No.
Like, you're not going to get this dog sick right when we fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And they said, no way are we doing that, at least not in the first season.
I mean, that would be crazy.
I was like, I will not make it.
Those web series are amazing.
Oh my gosh. What they accomplish in just literally 5 minutes at a time is unbelievable. But that's why it was, like, relatable. And the observations Martin makes from, like, a dog's perspective, you do, and once you do have a dog too, you do sit there and you think about, like, I wonder, like, what they think about this, or what they're processing the world.
I think most of the time they're just like, food, what, food, huh? What's that noise?
Yeah, I know, but so that's, I mean, that's why I think it's so special.
Thank you.
Because
I appreciate that.
It wasn't just relating to him, like, on a human to dog, but also, like, the dog seemed so human that it was like, either if you're not relating to Nan, you'd be relating to Martin's anxieties. It was like just something that in every episode. Yeah, or Kevin's anxieties. I mean, no one wants to be fired. No one wants to hear that they're being replaced.
His wife leaves him.
His wife leaves him. Of course, everyone wants to go to the pool party. So, of course, it's just relatable on so many levels. And Jason, he's like, he's like, there's so many dudes out there like Jason, they just want to follow their hearts. And
Jason is the manic pixie dream guy. Like, do you know that term from, like, indie films, the manic pixie dream girl?
No.
So there's, like, this, like, in Garden State, do you remember Garden State, Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
There's all these films with the manic pixie dream girl with, like, this girl who kind of just pops into a guy's life, and she's just, like, is just there to make him open up and feel something, and she's just, like, into music and gets stoned, and, like, that's him. He's just, like, there for Nan.
Yeah.
And that's, like, a character you don't see, like a male character you don't see. Usually that's a woman.
You're right.
In a male lead show.
Yeah.
Whereas a woman is just there for the guy to, like, do whatever and support him. And
exactly.
But that's him.
Yeah, and Nan's the one who's trying to be, like, career-oriented.
Right.
And be, like, the serious, like, breadwinner and the relationship and stuff. And but even in the episode where, the trashed episode where Martin gets loose, and you're like, oh my god, Jason, you're being such an idiot right now. Like, just take the glasses off 1 second, get out of virtual reality, and just notice that you're talking to nobody next to you on the couch.
Right.
Martin's out the door, buried in the garbage. But at the same time, he's talking to his buddy, and it's like video therapy, where they're, like, playing this game, and he's like, I just love Nan. And, like, I know what I want in my life, and it's her. And you're just like, I can't be mad at you.
And he's
right
so
now.
Hot. He's so,
I'm like, come on,
so
dude.
Sexy.
So sexy younger Jesus?
He's sexy young Jesus,
So I just, all the characters are so rich and well developed, and
I appreciate it.
Yeah. The writing's very, it's a well-crafted show in every aspect, which is why it deserves to be rewarded. I really hope you guys win some awards.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah.
That would be so awesome. I want to see big nominations coming out for this show and everyone being blown away.
Well, let's start a hashtag.
Yeah. Nominate DD.
Nominate
DD. That'll be next. Whenever campaigning starts for your consideration, when does that stuff start?
It's like a year. I think it's already done for the Emmys.
Oh, but the Downward Dog just aired, so it would be next year?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be on it.
Be on it.
I'll be on
Please.
it. I'll so be on it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many voters will listen to me, but I'll try.
You're pretty powerful.
Really, thank you.
You've gotten 2 shows now back on the air, I think?
Yeah, well, fingers crossed.
Hopefully a third.
I don't know. Yeah, I did it all by myself.
Yeah.
It was just me.
Powerful.
No, but honestly, like, from everything I've written, this is the first thing that's, like, taken off. Like, every day there's so many more people reading that campaign article. Really, the response has been huge. Like, I've never seen anything I've written get so many views as this. So
Really?
Yeah,
Good.
really, like, so
I'm glad.
thank you, because you guys created
Well, I'll always
something that's
retweet
just
you.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I need all help I can
Yeah,
get.
no, it's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Where does this go?
Oh, I'm gonna post it on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's my
That's
version
cool.
of podcasting.
Oh, great.
So I'm trying.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
For you listeners at home, there's an actual cassette tape graphic that's showing that we're recording right now. So
I know, it's as old school as I get these days. But I like it because it's simple.
it is. It's
to
great.
operate.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much
Thank
for taking
you.
the time
Thank you
to
for having
chat
me.
with me, and
Yeah.
I'm so glad you came this way.
Oh, I mean, this is San Francisco. I love it.
Yeah, good. Come back more often
Yeah, I
so
will.
I can
For
see
sure.
your shows again.
Anytime you want to come. Anyone. Any of your listeners.
Yes, you guys. What other cities are you hitting next?
In Portland at the end of this month, and then Montreal, Canada, and then Texas. I'm going to be in Corpus Christi, Texas. So, any of those cities.
Awesome. Go see Barry. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
And try not
Thank
to
you.
pee yourself laughing.
Yeah.
As you can see, we had a lot of fun, and I really hope you did too. Thanks again to Barry for taking the time to chat with me. Hopefully we'll hear some good Downward Dog news soon. Until next time.